Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Luxury Living NYC, where I'm going to play Bethany Frankel for a day and tell you, is it worth it? Except it's not going to be about makeup. I don't know anything about that. If it wasn't for my friend that was in the field telling me what's good and what's not, I would be a disaster. So, we're going to 6 restaurants that I hear a lot of talk about, and we're going to go over, is it actually worth it? All right, we are going to start with Indian Ascent. Indian Ascent is located at 123 West 56th Street. Okay, it is so good. 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 Honestly, I would go back there and just eat 4 plates of their pickled ribs. I don't know how I can make that happen. If you're watching, please call me. It is so unbelievably good. Their food is divine. There's other dishes that are great as well. That's just the for sure standout for me. Their cocktails are great. They make a fabulous Manhattan and martini. For me, it depends on what season you go. But anyways, for them, totally worth it. They have a 3-course menu that starts at $88 and their 4-course menu starts at $98. There's of course add-ons if you want it, but honestly for that price, totally worth it. Okay, next, Atoboy. Atoboy is located at 43 East 28th Street. I gotta tell you, if you've seen the Hunger Games, when they're down in that tunnel, it reminds me of what a lunchroom would look like down there, like a cafeteria. It's super simplistic. There's just lights hanging. It looks like a cafeteria, exposed cement. Anyway, so I love what they were trying to do with that ambiance. I thought that was super cute. Now, just keep in mind, when you go to Atoboy, it is only soju, wine, and beer. So they have a couple cocktails and they're made with soju. I don't like anything sweet, so not my jam. And also, I don't love their wine. But anyways, let's talk about the food. So they have a tasting menu and it starts at $75. It definitely goes up from there. We also tried the fried chicken because there's a fried chicken add-on. No. It starts there to start, you can either have uni or they had one other option. If you didn't like it, too bad. And I totally get that. That's fine. But I feel as though salmon roe and uni are so close in taste with each other that I would have liked something that was maybe a little different if we were going to substitute. And it was very limited options. And again, that's okay. I think they did a great job with what they had, but I don't know. I wouldn't go back and I don't think it was worth it. Sorry, Atoboy. Next is Brooklyn Fare. Brooklyn Fare is also so cute. 431 West 37th Street. You literally have to go into a grocery store, make your way to the back through all the groceries, and then there's this fun little hidden restaurant back there. Oh, Brooklyn Fare. They try so hard and they're so close, but when you're paying $1,500 plus, I expect perfection. Or just better. So for starters, they have linen napkins that lint all over you. Their waitress staff and waiter staff are unbelievably attentive. They're fantastic. It's open to the chefs and everybody's seated at the bar, but I guess there are a few tables. But it's this dramatic theater thing that's happening in the back. They're gather, we have to decide what dish goes to what table at what time, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, we don't know if we'll be able to get this one hot in time to go to this one, blah, blah. I mean, it is I just sat there, I was I'm pretty sure you do this every single night. Why is this so theatrical? Nothing seemed out of whack. We had a time to sit down, time to eat. We did the pairing as well. I mean, listen, anybody that starts with Dom, I'm super happy. But if you're paying over $1,500, I expect to have an actual, relatively well timed out meal, which it wasn't. It was food. And I felt some of the meals or some of the dishes were so good and some of them, you just lost me. And that's okay. I expect that, but I feel if I would have left with less lint and less dramatics, maybe I would have liked it more. So according to me, Brooklyn Fare, not worth it. But go try to find it because it's cute. Next, we are going to talk about 4 Charles. Surprise, it's at 4 Charles Street. 4 Charles, it's in this townhouse. It is a few steps down, and I want to say there's maybe 7 or 8 tables, maybe. It's a steakhouse, and it is phenomenal. It is so good. I was so excited to have gotten a reservation during COVID, and I gotta tell you, I'm still on that list, and I don't do it enough to get back in there, but I still remember it. It was so unbelievably amazing. And you have to, of course, get some steak, get ready to like eat for 5 people, because you also have to try their burger. Their burger was unbelievable, and they have phenomenal wines to choose from. As always at a steakhouse, I started with a martini. That was great. But when I was there, I believe we spent a little bit over $500, but that was because we were getting everything and its mother on the menu. So you don't have to spend that much. You definitely don't have to spend that much, but absolutely worth the cost. That food is unbelievable. The experience is great. The staff is great. For Charles, I shouldn't make the line any longer for me, but it's just so good. You have to go. Masa, New York City. So Masa is up in the Time Warner Center. Sorry, Deutsche Bank. I will never stop calling it the Time Warner Center. And it is an omakase spot. It starts at about $1,000 per person. And I don't remember a single dish. I remember being super disappointed when I left. The staff was phenomenal. And I'm not the only person that feels that way, which makes me feel a little bit better. If anybody's been to Masa, please comment below. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm totally fine with that. But if I'm right, I would also like to hear that. So definitely not worth the splurge, according to me, here in New York City for one of the top restaurants. You might as well just go to Per Se, which is literally like on the same floor of the Time Warner Center. That I think is way better for its money than Masa. Sorry, Masa. I actually tried to get my server into real estate. She didn't go for it, obviously, but she was really good. I think her name is Gabriella. If you're there, if you're watching, I'd still love to have you on the team. Okay, now, last but not least of Is It Worth It? 425 Park. Yes, it's at 425 Park. Super funny because my first office with Keller Williams was actually in 425 Park, as they were like at the end of their rope. Somebody bought it. It was like being disassembled on the inside, and we're like, all right, we'll get a new office. But anyways, so it's amazing to go back there. It's 1 floor up, and it is super businessy. I feel like, well, of course, it's at 425 Park Avenue, right? So it's in the business hub of New York City. A lot of people would have their business meetings there. But I gotta tell you, this may be one of the most fantastic meals in New York City. But here's the key. So went there with someone, and we were gonna get the tasting menu. And we were so lucky because we had a gentleman by the name of Davin that came over to us. If you want to sit with Davin, let me know. I will hook you up because I got all the information afterwards, because I don't know if anybody should go back without him. So you got to go see Davin. It is a Jean-Georges restaurant, and Davin actually helped him start another restaurant outside of the city, came in here. He's loving it, so he's going to stay, hopefully. But we were going to do this tasting menu, and then Davin comes over and he's like, look, I've been working with Jean-Georges and his restaurants for a long time. I know the menu very well. He said, if you want, I can just do a food and wine pairing for you. And we're like, oh, sweet. Okay, sure. Oh my gosh. I have like chills. The food was so good. So good. Everything was amazing. The wine pairing was phenomenal as well. He would tell you about the wine. Sometimes he'd be like, here's my 2 options for this. Let me know which one you like better. Oh my gosh, they had this white asparagus dish that came out. It was phenomenal. They had this caviar dish that came out. It was phenomenal. We had a meat, a fish. I think we had 6 dishes plus 2 desserts and an amuse-bouche and a very, very nice wine pairing. Like $750 with tip, maybe $775. And look, that's nothing to, scoff at. That is a high price tag. But when you look at like Masa or Brooklyn Fare, Per Se, all of these other ones that are charging over $1,000, and you have this for 2 people under, I gotta tell you, it is some of the best money spent. Definitely go there. And if you have any restaurants that you want to know if it's good or not, let me know. I don't know. That would be cool to go and see more. But anyways, until next time, click on the boxes if you want to see more episodes. We do have top 5 restaurants in a lot of neighborhoods. And please remember, we at the Wheelock team would love to be your global real estate team of choice. So if you are just visiting New York, I hope we gave you some good recs. And if you are moving here or you know somebody moving, please send us their way. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye, guys.